This is just an old chemical container, and it could probably hold like 100 grams. But I have another one that could hold 200 grams. I'm running it on rechargeable batteries, and it's just a little motor that's geared down. And it's been running for like 6 hours now, just on those 4 AA batteries. We'll see how long it works. Well, after 7 hours, the batteries are only doing this. That's what the gears look like. But 7 hours is fine for milling black powder, especially if you're gonna granulate it, so. I think I usually run my black powder around 5 hours anyway. Anything more than that's really just not necessary. Alright, I'm gonna see how the meal has turned out. So it just pulls off like that, and you can see the gear is on there. And then there's that. So. That's really good and fine. Not a whole ton of black powder, but I didn't really make a whole lot because it was a test run. This is a 4:1 ratio, and when you actually turn that into a base 100, it's very close to the 75-15-10, but it's just an easier ratio to work with. And since I was actually basing it off of a little smidgen of potassium nitrate that I had left, it's easier to work with because you just divide the number of potassium nitrate you have by 4, and that's the weight of charcoal and sulfur that you put in. So I'll just granulate this and use it to fill space between stars in shells. I think they call it pulverone or something like that. Alright, so I put the marbles back in here. Just shake it up and don't breathe the dust. And you can get a little bit more black powder out. Yeah. Pretty clean. Not perfect, but not bad. So this is how big this cornstarch container that I got from the science lab is. I bet I could mill 100 grams of black powder. That's probably like 60, 80 grams. I didn't measure it out exactly. That's probably about what it is. No, it's more like 40. Anyway, but I've also got this much bigger one, which I think I could probably cram 200 grams into. And so I've got 2 decent sized mills, because you can see that this lid from this screws into here without modification. So this is easily usable with my new mill. On these gears, I will put some petroleum jelly after every milling session, because this is a can opener. It's not meant to run 7-8 hours on end. So I will grease them after every mill. Alright, this is before granulation. 4:1 ratio. It's not bad, is it? See, even before granulation, it left very little residue on the paper. And those burn marks are from the black match, most likely. Yeah, the 4:1 ratio isn't very slow, but I don't make a habit of using it. I definitely use 75, 15, 10 the most. Alright, we're going no binder. Dextrin can tend to slow your black powder down. I mean, it makes nice hard granules, but it's not a necessity. This is 100% ethanol that I'm using. That's more than enough. Works into a cake, but isn't wet. Perfect. There we go. Just granulated with some ethanol, and I'll use it as black powder filler and such. You use a lot of that. You'll really be surprised how much you use if you don't know by experience. So, I'd say the homemade mill is a success, and I'll be back with a test on that once it's dry. Alright, it is now granulated. And as you can see, the only burning here is from the black match. Very little residue. So the 4:1 ratio isn't bad, but I'll stick to the normal one. 4:1 is just so easy to